Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Friday. It's February 24th, 2012, and like we do every weekend, we're going to go over 16 major markets that we track at PerfectStockAlert.com. These charts are always kept on our free website there. You can check them out whenever you'd like. Oftentimes throughout the week, we'll issue different alerts as we see opportunities. So let's have a look at what we have for next week and get you guys up to date. You'll know everything that I know moving forward. First off, we're looking at Australia's markets, and you can see that we've had a nice buy opportunity that we took advantage of here. Short signal here, it didn't go very far, jumped back up. Short signal again, took a little bit of profit here, and actually bounced back up. And what you have right now is this little situation right here, this resistance line. You're breaking out above that. We talked about that back here. You can't really see it as well, but here it tried to break out, failed. Here it tried to break out and failed. That's why we knew to go short. We advanced to stop though, and we were able to lock in that profits because we didn't expect it to keep going lower. She did reverse back to the upside, and now she's starting to break out to the upside. However, this chart, because of this dip here, and then this bigger dip here, and then the very short-term move sideways here before advancing again, is not going to be as strong on the breakout side as we will see in other charts. But you will find individual companies that will make up this average that you can use that are going to be having breakouts on their individual charts. Remember, all averages are averages of individual companies. So whatever's happening on the average is a reflection of what's going on in many companies within the average. Not all of them, but many of them, okay? A quick look here at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We really got into this yesterday. We looked at the longer term picture, the Dow Jones, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. So if you want more detail on these charts, check out yesterday's video on the markets. For this right now, just a quick little glance, more of what I was talking about yesterday. Just got some basic little consolidation, but very short term, and we're still trending higher. And I don't actually expect the markets here in the U.S. to consolidate much. I don't expect them to pull back. I expect them to keep going. That's what we're seeing right now on the charts, and so I would expect it to keep going like that. Go out there and find individual companies that make up the averages that give you good entry opportunities, nice opportunities to trade. I wouldn't trade the averages themselves, even though I expect them to keep going higher. I just don't like the chart formation at this point as a buyer. It's just me personally. Quick look at the French 40 CAC market. You'll know that you got basically the same thing. We were watching this, didn't like the formation here. Looked pretty bearish, like rising wedge to us. That's not something we like to buy into. We tried a couple times to short it. Whenever she broke through it, it didn't work out here. It didn't work out here, and now you can see why. She's just trading sideways. This is actually doing the same thing you're seeing global markets do. As long as she stays within this range, leave it alone. But I would be looking for an opportunity of a strong breakout. Right now, it's not there. I'm not going to go trying to make it be there when it's not. So you can find stronger charts. But this one is following global markets. It's doing the exact same pattern. We're going higher. Looking now at the German DAX composite, you can see this one's actually a stronger chart than we were seeing with France market. Really respecting this major uptrend line right here. We haven't seen that for a while. And I talked to, I think it was a couple days ago, I told you we were getting a pullback to that to test this. You'll notice that we did pierce it, but we didn't actually close below it. And now we're bouncing again off of it as of today's activity. So I would actually use this as a buy opportunity with a tight stop set off this low, this pierces low right here. I just simply set one stop 1 cent below that and be a buyer there, looking for it to continue to move higher. You may actually start to move sideways like you've seen with other markets, but we'll see. For now, I wouldn't leave that to chance. As long as she's respecting this uptrend line right here, that's still a very strong chart, and she hasn't closed below it, so I wouldn't actually expect her to break down just yet, but it could happen. But in any event, I am still bullish on this particular chart, and I've added an alert there. These charts are kept on our free website at PerfectStockAlert.com. I update them every single night. You can check them there and see what I do with the stop loss limit as we continue to move higher. Looking at the gold spot price here, we can see that we've had a little bit of a breather for the day after 3 consecutive days to the upside. A little bit of a sell-off there, not a big deal. I'm not advancing my stop up there like I'm trying to protect myself. I don't want to push myself out of the trade if I don't have to. I do have a profit on this trade here, and it's something that you need to learn to do. Whenever you get a signal, like a buy signal or something like that, and you decide to go long, the first opportunity you get to take your stop loss limit that was at that time way down here and advance it to protect yourself so that you have zero loss as it turns around on you. Learn to do that. It'll help you many times. You will get false starts, or different things can happen, and people leave too much money on the table. So take your stop loss limits whenever you can, advance them so that you have zero risk on the continuing trade there. And in my case, in this case right now, we've actually advanced it higher than our entry opportunity that was here, and actually locked in a little gain. She keeps moving higher, fine. If she pulls back and stops out, I'm fine with that too. We've already got a gain on the table. The India Bombay Stock Exchange, or the BSE, this is actually one that's pulling back and giving us a quality pullback there that can give us an opportunity to be a buyer. Can't do it just yet. This chart I'm looking at right now, it's delayed, so I won't actually get the real picture until later today. I don't want to wait that long to make this video, so I will actually update this chart on the website at perfectstockalert.com this weekend. If I think there needs to be a buy signal added there, I would do that then. Right now, I'm still seeing a move to the downside. You can look at this candlestick here. You get now this high point here and this low point here. Lower high following day, lower low following day. Now it looks like we have a lower high and lower low. So she's still in the downtrend. I'll be watching for a reversal opportunity so I can go long probably on this one, but we'll see. Japan iShare, really strong, moving to the upside, leaving us behind. We saw this setup here, low point here, high point, lower low, lower high, start to roll over. We started to take that as an opportunity to go short. However, before we can get into it, the very next day she opened above our stop loss limit, so we weren't even able to attempt that trade, and she just took off without us. So, well, you win some, you lose some, you miss some, okay? London Financial Times Index, this one's been very difficult. The FTSE here has been very difficult to trade because she just won't get up off her duff and do something. What we have going on here is this time period you were trading very nice with like this, and then all of a sudden she went into this consolidation period, advance slightly, consolidate, advance slightly, consolidate. So she's really not done anything major here. However, this pattern of consolidation upon consolidation upon consolidation is a very bullish signal. So I'd really like to get involved if we had a good opportunity. We tried over here, got stopped out about 3 days later. It was really quite disgusting. And now we're sitting here waiting again. Oh well. The NASDAQ Composite, this one we talked about last night as well in more detail. We did break this major uptrend line, and that was something we didn't like to see there, but you'll notice she immediately turned right back around like we've seen with so many other charts and started moving higher again. We talked about that in great detail last night. You can check that out if you'd like. I'm not a buyer of the NASDAQ at this point. Number one, she's broken the major uptrend line. Even though she may continue to move higher, I don't care. She's broken a major uptrend line. That's a very big no-no for me. Number two, she's pretty well extended from major support, and there's not taking any time to consolidate or anything of that nature. So I'm not buying the index, though I would look for companies that make up the average. That makes sense to me. And right now you're going to be seeing a lot of opportunities out there that are breakouts or different things you got going on. So yeah, I'd be trading, expecting the markets continue to go higher, but I just would not be a buyer of the NASDAQ itself. XOI Oil Index, we've talked about this a couple different times. This is a very strong chart that we've just not taken an opportunity to be a buyer of in any of the opportunities we've had, just simply missed it. We talked about it last week as well. We expect this will continue to go higher, so that's great, but until I get a better little opportunity to be a buyer, I'm just not going to take advantage of it. The US Dollar Bullish Index Fund, we tried a trade on this guy on this about 3 days ago. We saw an opportunity there that she was starting to set up. You're getting a higher series of highs on candlesticks, higher series of lows on the candlesticks. We talked about it all back then. You were getting a higher series of highs from here to here, that kind of thing. And we were starting to expect maybe a pullback here would stop and reverse higher as the market would start to sell off. But you can see that's not what happened. The very next day we were stopped out very quickly, and she continued to move lower, making a lower low. This was the number one telltale sign that kind of finally led me to the conclusion I brought to you guys yesterday about the market's not pausing here, not getting a pullback, not consolidating. They're just going to keep moving higher. And this was that proof for me. The Russell 2000 Small Cap Index, this is the one chart in the U.S. markets that I actually like, really like it a lot. Okay, the Russell 2000 Small Cap Index broke this major uptrend line. We talked about that before. When it did that, we didn't want nothing to do with it. She's been moving sideways ever since. We like that. You could take this high point here at 833.02, and that's what I'm watching. You break out of that with a good quality candlestick formation, close above that, and I will be a buyer. That's just the easiest way for me to explain that. This is the sideways channel it's moving in here, and I'm looking for a breakout. When that happens, I will update this chart on the website to indicate a buy point, stop loss limit, etc., etc. And we'll probably bring it up on the video as well whenever that actually does happen. Right now, this is the only chart in the U.S. markets between the four major ones that we're talking about, the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow Jones, and the Russell. This is the one that I would be most interested in with a move higher. The S&P 500 Large Cap Index, same overall story as what you're seeing in the NASDAQ, a slow grind higher without giving any real opportunity to be a buyer without risking something. And I'm going to give the same speech that I gave with the NASDAQ. I would be a buyer of a company, an individual company that makes up this average. I could see that, but I will not buy this chart. We've made a lot of money on silver, but missed this most recent opportunity. Actually, we've missed two. You don't know about the second one, but this day right here, I meant to actually issue an alert on that one and bring it up in our videos, but I didn't get around to doing it and then just forgot, whatever, and so I missed it. This opportunity we had back here, we got stopped out of because it consolidated a little bit deeper than we expected, and then she just took off without us. If I could see buying this. If someone's going to ask, you know, if she's actually a breakout candidate because she's already done this, could you buy that breakout? Yes, you can, but the actual way to have done that, because you're getting a slant here, it's not really a sideways channel. What you have actually is more of a flag. Let me clean that up. Or a pennant. No, it's not a pennant. Man, let's go like this. All right, that's more what you're looking at. So your breakout was right there. Basically, any pullback, when we've had 4 consecutive days to the upside, but any little pullback that I got here, then I'd use that as a buy opportunity. But for now, I'm just free to let it go. But I'm already long gold, so I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Canada's market TSX Composite Index, this one has been a really good trade as well for us, and we've been advancing the stop. I could advance it again. I don't know. It's up to you, whatever you want to do, of course. I'm personally happy to leave it where it's at. Got a little gain on the table, locked it in. If she wants to keep moving higher, I'm fine with that. If she wants to pull back and kick me out, I'm fine with that too. But I'd probably just be a buyer once she turned around again. So, you know, I'm bullish on this chart here. You got a lot better consolidation here. Nice breakout. We actually took advantage of this before that. We saw the pullback down here. Nice hammer candlestick, hammer candlestick, hammer candlestick, and then a strong bullish signal here. We actually saw that coming before it happened, and you know, we'd be a buyer there, so we took advantage of that little dip the next day, and boom, she was gone. We hope she keeps going. If you've not been to our free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free. All we ask in return, please refer a friend or share our videos online. God bless. Enjoy your weekend. Have a nice night and all that other stuff, because I'll see you all again on Monday. God bless. Bye-bye. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.